dogs. The first rains of the wet were lashing Cape York, flooding the rivers and closing the tracks. Heavy showers made the hunting a bit tough, but the hounds still made sure we were all fed. I'm probably just going to knock a couple of back stakes off this one, and yeah, we'll do something a bit interesting with them and get back to camp. Cool. Lunchtime. I'm going to take the back strap from that sour we got yesterday afternoon and I'll do a really simple Japanese dish. I love doing this with wild pork. I've done it for years out in the bush because it's super simple and bloody tasty. It's called shogayaki. It's basically just a very simple ginger marinade of your pork and then cooked over the coals. It's bloody nice. So with that in mind, obviously we need some ginger first up. So I know I had some growing around here somewhere. So I have a hunt and it looks like the first little shoots popping up in response to the rain of ginger. So, alright, heaps of ginger. I'm sure I can afford to lose a bit. So, I'm going to break off a little knob like that. That should be plenty. Cover him back over so he can grow and do his thing. Alright. Righto, got me high quality grater, my knob of ginger. Grate the hell out of it. I reckon grating's better than chopping because it lets more of the juice out. We'll sort of put in as much ginger as seems about right for the pork, and I suppose that depends on how ginger you like it. Just going to get him there, I'm just going to squeeze the hell out of him until all that juice, as much juice as I can get out anyway, goes into the bowl. Just helps the marinade along a bit quicker and makes it more gingery. So squeeze it, chuck the rest of the ginger in. Right, these three ingredients here, pretty easy to find. Bit of soy sauce, Japanese stuff. So I put about I don't know, a slosh, maybe 2-3 tablespoons in there. The amount of pork I'm doing, about like so. And then this is Japanese cooking sake, cooking wine. You can get all these three items from the supermarket or an Asian supermarket. So I'm going to put the same amount of this as the soy sauce. And then the third one is sweet sake. I'm going to put half as much as I put of the other two. So there you go, I don't really measure it. And that, at its most basic, is it. So I'm going to slice up that back strap now and get him marinating while I get the fire happening. So heap of you will know what to do with the back strap, how to deal with it. But for those that don't, when you take a back steak off, it's got a sinew layer on one side. So meat, sinew. Now if you look at that sinew layer, you'll notice there's a thick edge to it. So what I do is take the knife, just insert it gently at the thick edge kind of thing. And then push the knife through flush with the sinew, so it's sitting between the sinew and the meat, like so. Then you just gently separate the two. So now I've got this back strap free of sinew. Trim off any dodgy little bits of dirt and bush that have come with me. Now I'm just going to slice this up really thinly. So you slice almost on a similar plane to the flat of the strap. So you're ending up with nice thin strips like that you can just about see through. Awesome. So that'll just go straight into that marinade. If you're short of time, half an hour is long enough for this, but you can go up to 4 or 5 hours. I wouldn't go any longer than that though. The meat starts getting a bit mushy after that. But yeah, right, that's that. Now I'm going to go and get the fire sorted. Righto, next bit. Got my bushcraft bamboo skewers here, straight from the source. Standard bamboo just down the flat there. Very, very handy bit of gear. So you just take your skewer, you take your sort of strip of meat, and you thread him on like you're baiting a hook. 2 or 3 times through, slide them along. You want to give yourself a little bit of room between each piece of meat there, just so the fire can get into it, the heat can get into it. So that's probably good for one. Alright, looking good. Meat on sticks, pretty awesome. So I got a bit of this leftover marinade here. I'm going to pour about half of that off, and then I'm just going to mix a bit of rendered pig fat in with it, a bit of lard. You can use vegetable oil, but lard is what I got because it comes off the pigs I catch and I don't have to go to the shop for it, which is good because the nearest shop is quite a long way away. And then I'll use that to baste the meat as we're cooking it. It's good. Alright, coming over to our fire now. So I've bushcrafted up a bit of a basting brush made out of the bristles off the tail of a boar I caught a little while back. She's pretty rough and ready, but it should do the job. And a bit of fat, also from a boar. Oh yeah, looking the part. Right, on goes the pork. So this is that mixture of the leftover marinade and a bit of rendered fat. I'll give that a good baste over there to stop everything from sticking, hopefully. How good do they look? So there you go, wild pork backstrap, cooked in a Japanese ginger marinade. Bloody good, I reckon. So, I have them with my plate of rice. And sit back here, look out over the flooding river. Wait for a crocodile to go by. Bloody good. Cheers.